There's a lot of you watching in different parts of the world, and the reason why you're watching is because this is the tournament that everybody loves. It's the biggest carnival in the world of sport. It is the IPL. IPL season 11. This is the third day and game number 4, which means that the only two teams that have not shown themselves so far in the tournament get a chance today. We're talking about the Rajasthan Royals and, of course, Sunrisers Hyderabad. Both teams are having a bit of a hiccup in the weeks leading up. Of course, both of them don't have their captains anymore, respectively. Well, there's David Warner for the Sunrisers and there's Steve Smith for Rajasthan Royals. Both not there, but replacement captains, well, not a bad choice there. Ajinkya Rahane for Rajasthan and Kane Williamson, the New Zealand captain, is leading the Sunrisers Hyderabad. I'm Gaurav Kapur and I have with me Mr. Zaheer Khan, Mr. Joy Bhattacharjya. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good evening.
Well, as far as hiccups go, you couldn't have a bigger hiccup than that, could you? Leading up to that, you suddenly say, well, hang on. My auction, all my prep, all my plans were around captains, as they rightfully are.
Absolutely.
They're gone now.
It's a very tough problem for any team, I think. But looking at both the sides, like, you know, and especially the nature of the IPL, I think, you know, most of the teams are prepared for backups. Like, you know, very seldom you'll see a team who doesn't have replacement for captain.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen in the past that teams have actually changed the captain halfway through the season. So that's also been seen. So considering that, I think, you know, both the teams shouldn't have too much of a headache kind of going in with a new captain.
One sec. You're saying they changed captains mid-season. We also have somebody sitting here who had a team with 4 captains in one season.
Four was what we said. We actually had a few more in the dressing room in reserve just in case. But of course, after
we've been saying Joy with his theories, you know.
Yeah.
I think the origin of the theories is coming from Mr. Buchanan, who was the biggest of the theory master, I think.
The big B from Australia.
I worked with him for 2 very educative and instructive years. It was a fantastic experience, I have to say. I learnt a lot.
I'm sure.
I can say that with absolutely no...
He actually had that vision, isn't it, of having 4 captains because of the dynamic nature of the format and in South Africa, when the IPL was in South Africa, I think, you know, he was proposing that very strongly to everyone.
Sir, he had these...
No. In that tournament, actually, only Brendan McCullum played. And see, his logic was very different. What he said was, and this is very disputable and you have a look at it, he says that in 2020 cricket, the captain has too much to do. He can't do it in the field, it's too fast.
Yeah.
So what he wanted to do was by saying, he's not actually saying 4 captains. What he was trying to say is captain is a replaceable element. The majority of the decision making has to be that of the coach. So that was his logic. तो मैं बता रहा हूँ कि अगर असेंबली में आज तू कैप्टन कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Coach is the boss.
अच्छा.
So it was a अपना
power बढ़ा रहा था वो.
अपना power
set plays like football.
सोचने की बात है.
सर मैं भी यही कहता हूँ कि मतलब the anchor is the most important in the broadcast. You know, I mean the rest are all replaceable. Not at all.
But talking about replacements, again I will bring a film analogy onto it. You know, you look at it and Sholay. What is a big story about Sholay? You know, there was Jay and Viru, but it was Gabbar Singh.
Yeah.
But there was supposed to be no Gabbar Singh. Gabbar Singh was actually, Danny Denzam Papa was supposed to act the role of Gabbar Singh.
Correct.
And he was shooting for Dharmatma and Ramesh Sippy said, yaar, kisi ko nahi mil raha hai. So he said, ye newcomer ko lao laga do.
Yeah.
So I am saying that it could happen to Rajasthan Royals and these guys. That, you know, okay, Kane Williamson coach, suddenly he turns out to be the captain, he turns out to be the best choice. So you never know.
I do want to ask you what Zach just said, that if, just we'll stay on that for just one more second, where he says that you have plans in place, let's say for like Gautam Gambhir, for KKR, the most important cog in the wheel for 7 seasons. Yeah. You go, all right, you're leading up to it, and for some strange reason, 1 week before, you have to change the captain around who so much revolves. How much of a difference would that make?
See, I think it would make a serious difference. The big question is, more important than anything else, is actually David Warner, the player.
Yeah.
Because he's had commanding performances, some 16, 17 man of the matches for them. He has been, and a lot of
50s in the IPL.
Yeah, and a lot of people have said that even the David Warner who plays for Australia, who's admittedly a really good batsman, is not as responsible or not as good an influence as the David Warner who plays for Sunrisers. Every Sunrisers player, and Tom Modi, I've been speaking to him, and he says he is absolutely amazing. Somewhere, you know, sometimes it happens that it's a Zen thing.
Yeah.
So somehow with Sunrisers, David Warner was a very calm captain, very supportive captain, and that's not him normally.
Yeah.
So I think Warner as that and Warner as a player is going to be really missed. And he carried much more of a burden than Steve Smith did for Rajasthan.
But then let's talk about Kane Williamson, New Zealand captain, been successful, underrated T20 player. ये गलत फहमी है कि वो अच्छा T20 नहीं खेलते और अच्छा T20 खेलते हैं वो. SRH के लिए भी कुछ innings खेली पिछले season, which were quite धमाकेदार. I mean, he's a calm influence as well, Zach. I mean, you don't mind that as a backup. That's a brilliant backup to have.
Absolutely. I think, and for both the teams, I think in this scenario, the important thing is to focus on what is in their hands. I think, it's in these kind of situations, it's very easy to dwell on, if Warner was here, this would have happened, that would have happened, we didn't have to do certain things. Similarly with RR as well, if Steve Smith was there, coach's job was easy. I think Shane Warne's job would have been easier because he understands the game so well and has got the experience of leading a side, which is not going to be the case with Ajinkya Rahane. He's still new into the role. He's led India in the past, but IPL is a different monster.
Yeah.
The games, the energy, and the whole dynamics of it. 4 foreign players coming together. So if you are resting one, or if you're looking to do one change, sometimes it is brought over by 2 or 3 changes in the side. Yeah. So it's a different dynamics. I think so to adjust to that, it's very important that to focus on the present and not really get too worked up and kind of get stuck in terms of who they've lost. Because it's a long season, it's still the beginning of IPL, and both the replacement. I think Kane Williamson is also solid replacement for a captain. What is going to be challenged with regard to Sunrisers Hyderabad or Rajasthan Royals is to create that kind of a belief in the squad.
Yeah.
That yes, we have lost a player, but the series is about to begin. The tournament is about to start now. So we've got to focus our energies on just winning, creating that atmosphere, and someone has to put the hand up. I think and one of the senior players has to do that. So I think that's generally the dynamics of how a team works, and the coaching staff and the support staff should be conscious of this fact of creating this kind of belief.
Stay in the present.
Yeah.
Stay in the present. Well, presently what has happened is that the toss happened. Now we've had some very interesting discussions about tosses and what you choose to do in T20 cricket. We're going to get to that in just a moment. But first I want to tell you that Kane Williamson has won the toss, and he has decided that Rajasthan Royals will bat first. Now, yesterday Zach was talking about captains winning and wanting to chase. We'll talk about that stat in a second, but I just want to tell you, in Hyderabad that doesn't happen. वहाँ पे भी उल्टा होता है, पर पहले आपको हम teams दिखा देते हैं. Let's show you what the Rajasthan Royals are doing. They, of course, I mean, look at these foreign players. I mean, you talk about powerhouse batsmen. You've got Joss Butler, destructive. You've got Darcy short. We all saw him in the Big Bash, and he doesn't come up short. He doesn't hit the ball short. He hits it long. And then the India players. So, Zach, I'll let you talk through this team.
I think someone like Darcy Short wouldn't have got the opportunity, but I think because Steve Smith is not there, he's suddenly getting a go ahead. Someone like Joss Butler, we all know that how destructive he can be, and Ben Stokes again is someone who can change the whole balance of the team. He can contribute with the ball, he can contribute with the bat, and he's equally good with bat and ball. So I
saw
think
him last season. I mean, he's a true X factor, game changer. Joker in the pack. He's that guy.
Absolutely. I think he's one of those guys who has actually proven his worth. A lot of the time we've seen in IPL that players with a big price tag has felt that pressure and succumbed to that pressure. But Ben Stokes, I think, he's the all-rounder right now.
He's the real deal. He's the real deal.
Circuit.
We'll come back and talk about the batting order in just a second. I want to show you the Sunrisers Hyderabad squad. We just have a quick look over that. Their foreign players, well, Kane Williamson in the toss was struggling a little bit. Saying chauथा kaun hai mera, but that was Shakib Al Hasan, somebody who Joy has seen a lot. Yusuf Pathan is in the squad as well. He's playing his 150th IPL game. And there you go, Billy Stanlake, who again we saw in the Big Bash, and he was very effective over there. And we're not, who are you seeing as openers here, Joy? With Shikhar Dhawan, who's the next one who's going to open with him?
I think it is a distinct possibility that Kane Williamson might open.
Yes. Yeah.
They also, the other thing that they could do is send up Riddhiman Shah. Riddhiman Shah has done that for Chennai on occasion, has done that for very successfully in the finals of an IPL match.
Kings 11 Punjab.
For Kings 11 Punjab.
Brilliant.
He can tonk it up the order, and the boy can hit.
Yeah.
I mean, so look, this is the one thing that I saw, and this is going to be a huge factor, is that just look at the two teams in terms of their bowling resources.
Yeah.
And it just looks to me that Rajasthan are a bit short again, Ben Stokes gives them a bit of a go, but
Let's pull up the squad again while you're talking through
Yeah,
it. I'm sorry,
yeah.
so people can analyze the bowling because we normally end up looking at batting more.
Yeah, but-
so let's look at that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So here, just look at this bowling. Billy Stanley, you better make sure that these things are good. What do you call it? The back of the net, what you have.
Side screen.
The side screen. I've forgotten what a side screen is.
Tall enough.
Yeah. He's 6'8.5". He's
That's
the
right.
tallest player. He's taller than Bruce Street. The ball is going to come from 9 feet.
Pops, Riddhiman Saha is not that tall, so he's probably going to get his tippy toes a few times. Huh?
Pops is going to jump because this guy's going to bowl right up here. So you've got him. You've got Rashid Khan. You've got Shakib Al Hasan will spin it. On this pitch, Yusuf Pathan is not a bad bowler on this pitch. You've got Bhuvaneshwar Kumar after that. This is an extremely strong bowling attack. It's a really, really strong bowling attack, and that's where one of the things that you're going to look at, because you're going to have to say that these guys are not going to be easy to cart away. And again, they have what we were talking about that didn't happen with RCB, that is 6-7. Somebody gets hit for a bit, take him off, get somebody else on. They have that. Williamson has the amount of bowlers in his hand to shuffle that.
To play with.
Yeah.
Rajasthan Royals a problem there. Let's have a look
Tight.
at their squad again, and then
Rajasthan is a bit
we'll go through the bowling of the Rajasthan Royals. Of course, we've spoken about Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes is there, of course, great bowler, all rounder. There you go. Jaydev Unadkat went for a lot of money in the auction. You keep talking about his katoris, the slower balls that he bowls.
कटोरी चलेगी इधर भी.
इधर भी चलेगी कटोरी इस पिच पे, वो slower ball जो zut करके
Dhaval Kulkarni is someone who's been very regular with IPL experience. He's got enough experience. Shreyas Gopal is the leggy who they have, and
Ben Laughlin. Laughlin.
But my point is, again, you have Shreyas, Ben Laughlin and K. Gautam. If two of these three get hit, they're going to be in a bit of trouble, because that's the thing. You can depend, definitely that, Jaydev can be expensive, but he takes wickets. Dhaval is a seasoned campaigner. Ben Stokes will give you. Ben Stokes doesn't always give you 4 overs, but he'll give you 2-3. Those three guys, somebody has to put their hand up. Because if they have 8 overs where the batsman Manish Pandey is looking and saying, here's where I can make a few runs, and goes after them, they'll be in a bit of trouble. I feel Hyderabad has more resources and more different looks, as they say. For a batsman, different looks. Okay, this is Rashid Khan. I'll take a bit of time to look at him. This is Billy Stanley. Just a ball coming at that angle will take somebody to say, okay, 2-3 balls just to, adjust to the bounce. And that's how if they play those spells out over 2-3 spells, every batsman is wasting 2-3 balls just figuring him out.
There's one word that Sunrisers Hyderabad, even when they were building their squad in the auction, and now that the 11 that they've chosen, there's one word that comes to mind when I see that squad. It's flexibility. जैसे कि आपने कहा कि जैसा देश वैसा भेस, conditions, bowlers, match situation, they can flex.
Flexibility and settled team. I think this team is looking very settled. You know who is going to bowl with the new ball. You know who is going to bowl at the 10th overs. You know who is going to be their plan B as in the first 6 overs. I think if their main bowlers are getting hit, they have option of using someone like Rashid Khan there in that situation. So you pretty much know with Sunrisers Hyderabad what kind of plans they're going to have, and they're very settled. They're settled. Everyone knows like Bhuvaneshwar Kumar knows that he has to bowl 2 overs at the top, 2 overs at the death.
And Bhuvi knows that he needs to bowl to Rahane, and he likes bowling to Rahane. My question is, does Bhuvi like bowling to Rahane more than Zaheer Khan liked bowling to Graham Smith?
Yeah, what did you do to him?
That only numbers can say.
I know, but I saw those numbers, and what did you do? कौन सा गद्दी पे?
Numbers भी दिखाएं जरा. ये भुवी और रहाणे के 6 बारी उनको डिसमिस किया है डक के लिए, क्योंकि ओपनिंग बॉलर है, ओपनिंग बैट्समैन है. 4 बारी फर्स्ट ओवर में 5 बारी, मतलब ये तो दहशत मचा रखी है भुवी ने रहाणे के दिमाग में.
I must say Ajinkya Rahane is walking on thin ice. I think it comes to Bhuvi because very soon
no thin ice, he's gone in the water.
Very soon people are going to take notice of this, and then he's going to be official bunny of Bhuvaneshwar Kumar. Then
like Graham Smith is funny, but did you have a doll in your house, Graham Smith doll in your room? What did you do? अब क्या करते थे? Or when he went into bat after being dismissed?
Zaheer Khan करेंगे खुलासा.
मैं कुछ नहीं करता था, जो करना था वही करते थे. मुझे कुछ करने की.
What was your ball to him? What did you do to him that you got him in the slips?
I think when you have someone like that who is so confused when he's facing me, and Graham Smith actually had that technical flaw as well when he was especially against me, because my ball used to go late in swinger to him, and he used to always have that trouble because of his his big back left and his bat face used to close, and I could bowl outswinger as well to left-handers, and that kind of worked in my favor. So it was just one of those cases where I actually didn't have to prepare much when I used to bowl to.
But did you
to Graham
tell him?
Smith.
Did you say something to him after
No, I
first?
used to just-
this
I used
glare you used to give him was what? ये बेटा अभी तक out नहीं हुआ? ये कैसे करा?
That used to be just a subtle reminder of what my record
Past
is against him. The days when I used to find it that it's going to be difficult on a particular track, I would just kind of remind him that don't forget.
I'll tell you what
please.
Zach's look was. Zach's look to Graham Smith used to be, it's Easter and you're my bunny.
Or
This is when I need the drummer.
Yeah, this is where you need the drummer. Or you have to say that आप जिस स्कूल में पढ़ते हो उसका मैं प्रिंसिपल रहा.
जी बिल्कुल. और
No, but as far as Ajinkya Rahane is concerned, I think against Bhuvneshwar Kumar, again that technical flaw which I'm talking about, Ajinkya Rahane has got this very small step towards the bowler when he's facing bowlers, and I think that technical flaw which is being exploited quite nicely by Bhuvneshwar Kumar, because Bhuvneshwar Kumar's strength is to move the ball nicely into him, and that's something which he has been facing problems with. So even though the numbers are looking bad right now, I wouldn't call it too bad. I think Ajinkya Rahane is good enough player to figure it out.
Of course he is.
Maybe in this IPL you'll see him just walking towards him, creating that pressure on Bhuvi. If he's sticking to the same kind of plans, you might see the same kind of result. And if that happens, then there are going to be problems.
Ajinkya Rahane is going to open. On the other side, my question is about Joss Butler. Mumbai Indians used him top of the order. England likes to use him as a finisher. Where would Rajasthan Royals you feel use Joss Butler? Will they open Darcy Short and Rahane?
I think you have to, because Darcy Short is a man in form, and the way he bats, he has to be top of the order. The big problem is with Joss Butler is they might float him, because if you look at it, Stokes is also a finisher.
Yeah.
So you already have one finisher sitting out there, but they have if you look at that team, it's a slightly long, tail compared to most teams. Jayadev, Dhaval, Gautam. There's one more, I think, Shreyas Gopal. None of them are great.
Shreyas Gopal and Dhaval can bat a bit,
but but they're not going to scare anyone कि यार Shreyas Gopal bat करने आ रहा है.
Yeah.
So Ben Laughlin is where this thing finishes. So it's a slightly long tail. 3 finishers out there you're going to sit, but I think Butler they'll float, because if one of those guys goes early, that means one of these guys gets dismissed earlier, especially Darcy Short, they're very likely to put Butler up front.
Interesting. Now we want to talk about the toss. Yesterday, Zaheer Khan said that in this tournament you will see captains will win the toss and bat second. आज भी कुछ ऐसा ही हुआ. आज हमने सोचा कुछ अलग होगा, because अभी तक the 4 out of 4 has been win the toss and bat second. Chase. Hyderabad we thought would be different, because in Hyderabad in the last 8 matches the team batting first has won 6 times. You never know. It's the first time we're seeing the pitch this season. They could be slightly different. But the figures of winning the toss, chasing, and then winning are extremely interesting. The facts numbers have all been downloaded in Joy's brain. So please, if you could plug the hard drive into the viewers here.
No. It's just fascinating, and the number of choices of batting first versus second, and this is a very, very. The differential is extremely high, and obviously the differential is high because the results are coming in like that. Because it's not something that teams just say we want to chase. It is a situation where they're looking at the results, and the results are almost 60 to 65% depending.
That's what's interesting, because where Zach's observation came yesterday was they're going to bat second. Now we understand he's seen pattern of last 2 years and taken the safe guess. Yeah. But इसमें से toss जीतने के बाद, fielding करने के बाद, जीतती कितनी टीमें हैं? That stat now you can tell us.
Just have a look at this. I mean, this is very interesting, because 32 times in 17 is a big figure. 32 versus 17 is almost double.
Yeah.
28-20 is more even. But it is still a significant advantage. These are significant numbers, and that's why you're looking at this saying which team is actually likely to bat first. The only teams likely to bat first there's only one situation where you think you have a really good bowling attack and you feel that you can put up 140, 150, 160, whatever. These guys are going to have real trouble chasing.
Like KKR used to do.
KKR used to do in conditions, they had 3 spinners, get onto the bat, get Gautam to bat, 140, 140, 160. Then the pressure of the entire stadium comes on you. Good bowling attacks are the only people who will basically bat first.
Like even the Sunrisers Hyderabad, we really thought this is a team that would have in their home conditions tried to bat first, because last season 6 of the games were won out of the 8. 6 were won by the team batting first. Yet you see, Zach, that they've decided to sort of buck the trend. So
I think it's just becoming a trend.
Yeah.
You got to win the toss, bowl first, and like I said, a lot of times what's happening is team batting first. They are making the mistake of achieving that magical number of 200.
So you think they're aiming too high?
So I think traditionally, you've seen cricket has been played in that fashion, that you win the toss, bat first, put up the runs on board, then the wicket will assist you.
Yeah.
You can create pressure. Those kind of scenarios. And I think for that you need to assess the conditions very, very quickly. And T20 is such a format where you don't have luxury of time. You have to make those split-second decisions quickly, and at times you can lose that advantage by having a set pattern. Like you've seen in ODIs as well. A lot of team take time. Like they take first 4-5 overs. In T20 you don't have that.
Yeah.
Sometimes the conditions doesn't demand that, but you force the shots and all that. You lose 2-3 wickets, suddenly pressure is onto you. Then instead of scoring that par score, you end up 20-25 runs short. So that has become a trend. So by batting second, you are approaching it in a very safe manner, where you know that whatever the conditions are, wicket is not going to change much.
But yesterday
in the
we
40
saw,
overs.
like for example, in Punjab, yesterday we saw the game in Mohali.
Yeah.
Batting in the second half of the game seemed much easier than the first half. The ball was coming on much nicer, wasn't it?
Much, but I think the difference is not that much. I think the point is much more about assessing conditions. It's very interesting. I want to tell you one thing. When Jacques Kallis was a regular player, when he used to go out to bat, the moment the first break was there, if he was still batting then, or if he got out and came out, the first thing he'd do is tell the team 160 wicket, 140 wicket, 180 wicket. And he was almost always spot on. Yeah. So, that is one great thing, because you're absolutely right. Where do you hit it? Is this a 140 wicket and I'm trying to make 180 and I'll get out for 100? Or is this a 160 genuine wicket? So, Jacques used to actually do that for the team. He used to actually turn around and say 140 wicket. And he said, almost cut. Wo bol deta tha, but immediately the entire team knows, ki boss, this is the way to bat on this. Don't take too many risks. So, this is a belter. He might have got out, but this is a 200 wicket. Jao, go and hit.
Yeah.
And it's very important for a team. Teams get into a lot of trouble with this.
So to negate this fact, I think देखो अभी 10
You say हमें guess नहीं करना, हमें बता दो कितने बनाने.
जैक कैलिस तो उतने ही है ना. जैक कैलिस को बढ़ा नहीं सकते. तो generally I think it's become a trend that you give yourself that safe option.
Yeah.
That and also with a lot of night games you'll see that that dew factor also comes into play. And people prefer to bowl first in drier conditions. That also has been a factor which a lot of captains have been taking into consideration. But the main factor is this: you don't want to lose that time or those wickets in just kind of assessing the situation. You 40 overs, wicket is not going to change much. The nature of the wicket is not going to change much. It's not a test match.
Yeah.
It's not a test match which is played over 5 days, where wicket is going to behave on first day in a certain manner and it's going to deteriorate. So the team batting fourth has always got that tough time. So people used to prefer to bat first. This is T20.
Yeah.
Everything is short, time is less. So you got to approach it and adapt it in that fashion. And I think this trend is actually a good one, because unless you're playing a 4 o'clock game, where batting second anyways is going to be a help. So for that reason you want to bowl first.
Yeah.
Because you saw that in yesterday's game as well, especially in subcontinent, when the conditions are cooler, the wicket gets easier.
Yeah.
When the conditions are dry and hot, the wicket is going to be on the dry side, is going to assist spin more. As the conditions cool down, the ball is going to come onto the bat nicely. And you saw that in yesterday's game also, when Gautam Gambhir was batting, the ball was not coming onto the bat, and it was not easy to play strokes. But when KL Rahul came in, it was a different ball game.
It was coming onto the bat like a cake onto
exactly. So
plate.
these things matter, and that's why I think the game is heading towards teams opting to bowl first.
No, we've seen it the last 2 years. You saw the stat. I mean, it's overwhelmingly in favor of the team winning the toss and choosing to field. Today, of course, we're going to see Rashid Khan in action. Rashid Khan, big bash, spectacular. 4 overs you take to the bank. He's going to get you 2 wickets. He's going to bowl them tight. He's had that effect in India as well.
Yeah, and not only that, you have Rashid, you have Bhuvi. I mean, look at Rashid. I mean, that is something which is amazing. I mean, remember, every year that they've done well, one new guy has come to the party.
So, मतलब देखो ये run a ball पे जा रहा है wherever he bowls. Like even in the IPL, to be bowling at under 7 and over, this is the IPL. These are 180, 200 scores.
This is Sunil Narayan in 2012-13. Those kind of numbers. These are serious numbers, and
this is gold.
And they've got Mustafizur, then Rashid. You know, they've just from one to the other, they've just moved.
Yeah, and game-changing figures. I think, you know, when you have so it's very evident from those figures that, like, if you look to take chance against Rashid Khan, he's going to get more wickets.
Yeah,
you know. So a lot of the teams are just approaching that. Okay, you know, we shouldn't lose wicket to Rashid. Give him take 6 runs per over and then attack. But now this year with Sunrisers, Stanley is going to be that X factor as well. So they're going to have 2 bowlers. With you have someone like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who is such a experienced contender in this format, bowls good Yorkers, bowls good with the new ball. So I think, you know, Sunrisers' bowling attack is
it's like fire of the frying pan. They'll give you fire, then they'll give you frying pan.
Let me tell you, Shakib is a very skilled bowler.
Shakib.
He likes this pitch also.
Oh Lord.
Shakib likes this pitch.
Yusuf likes batting on this pitch. There's enough of KKR in SRH, so we know who is going to be supporting SRH today. The KKR person. The person who will...
The only reason I support, one of the big reasons I support Hyderabad is, you know, there are fuchkas in Calcutta, there are golgappas, and there are panipuris in Bombay. Okay, Hyderabad is exactly like Calcutta. They have fuchkas. So that is actually the real reason I support.
Dil ki baat aa gayi na.
Not biryani.
Paradise ka biryani is a big factor.
Yeah. Everything is actually based on food. It really is. Right now, he's going to give you food for thought. A lot of thought. The joy factor, which is a question that Joy pulls out from I don't know where. Here it is.
This is exact. It's been designed to make sure that, you know, Googling it is not that easy, but it's not that difficult either. So if Kumble is number 2 on a particular list, Raina is number 3, and Rohit Sharma is number 8 on that list, who is number 1?
I know this. I know what the list is. Seeing other people, this is the line at the biryani counter.
Yes.
Right?
Even then your answer will be correct. When you know hear the answer, you know even then the answer is correct.
You think so? See, because you know Rohit
Don't forget.
He's got token number 8.
Don't forget, Anil Kumble is a
vegetarian. So he's gone first because he's saying, I want just the rice. Give me the rice. Okay, well, send us this answer. You can tweet us this answer. Our hashtag is Cricbuzz Live. So with that hashtag, you can tweet. Don't tweet to me because I've got enough paperwork anyway to do. So if you can, just tweet it directly to Cricbuzz. You can CC me if you want. All right, just CC me. We're going to see you in about 90 minutes from now. We're going to talk about it, talk about the game as it transpires. Of course, Rajasthan Royals is going to be batting, so we'll see you in 90 minutes. Thank you very much for joining us.